On a crisp autumn night in south-central Illinois, the Dardeens, a young couple living quietly in a mobile home, became the victims of a violence so extreme it stunned not only their town but the entire region. On November 17, 1987, 29-year-old water plant operator Russell Keith Dardeen didn't report to work, which was uncharacteristic for the dependable father and husband. His father, Don, became alarmed and alerted authorities. That evening, deputies entered the Dardeens' trailer near Ina and found a scene that would be seared into memory. Keith's pregnant wife, Elaine, their 3-year-old son, Peter, and their newborn daughter, all killed in a horror that blurred dated lines. Between domestic normalcy and unimaginable brutality, Elaine lay bound and gagged in the bedroom, beaten to death with a baseball bat, tragically induced into labor by the force of the blows. Their 2 young daughters had succumbed in the same savage act. All 3 were carefully tucked into bed together, a grotesque paradox of tenderness and violence. Their merciless killer had taken time to clean the scene, leaving behind valuables, cash, and no signs of forced entry. The next day, Keith's red Plymouth was found beside the Benton police station. He was discovered dead in a nearby wheat field, shot multiple times and sexually mutilated. He had clearly been killed within hours of the trailer massacre. Yet the crime had been carried out with chilling deliberation, his body and the family's bodies presenting at least 2 distinct crime scenes. The brutality left locals shaken. Jefferson and Franklin counties were already grappling with a series of homicides, but this massacre hit deeper. Residents armed themselves and locked their doors. One coroner admitted he wouldn't even knock on a stranger's door if stranded. Investigators amassed over 30 detectives, interviewed more than 100 people, yet no suspect emerged. There had been no robbery, valuables remained untouched, no evidence of affairs or debt. A small stash of marijuana was found at the trailer, but nothing to suggest the killings were drug-related. The clean scene and focused violence suggested a personal motive or a capable intruder who felt comfortable in the home. In the early 2000s, convicted serial killer Tommy Lynn Sells claimed responsibility for murdering the Dardeens. His recounting included details not publicly known, but authorities doubted its authenticity. He was never charged, and many, including Keith's mother Joanne, believed Sells' confession was opportunistic, not credible. 3 decades later, the case remains open and unsolved. Joanne Dardeen has kept the story alive, petitioning media programs and urging law enforcement for closure. Her persistence extended to America's Most Wanted, airing a segment in 1998, but no new leads followed. Theories abound: a personal vendetta, a strange misidentification, a predatory drifter. The lack of forced entry, scene staging, and post-mortem mutilation hint at a perpetrator who was not only brutal but methodical and perhaps personally driven. The Dardeen family murders remain unsolved. No arrests have been made, and despite a suspect's confession, authorities have found insufficient evidence to charge anyone. The killer's identity, motive, and whereabouts are still unknown, leaving behind questions that may never be answered.